early tomorrow morning at 2 o'clock. You can see from her 5-day forecast there, we are springing forward, moving our clocks up 1 hour. With the start of daylight saving time comes another hour of daylight, but one less hour of sleep for this weekend. Our next guest is an expert on helping people of all ages, adults, teens, and even babies reach that elusive goal of a good night's rest. We want to welcome Christy Lawler to the show. She's a licensed marriage and family therapist and the author of the book, The Peaceful Sleeper. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Of course. Well, when it comes to sleep, what is the worst habit many of us have that we need to break?
Unfortunately, the worst habit that we all need to break is scrolling before bed. I know we hear this all the time, but that blue light really messes with our sleep cycle. And most of us are consuming social media or active, engaging, dopamine producing content, which then makes it harder for our system to wind down.
What about, so what do you recommend in order to do that? Maybe take the phone out of the bedroom or charge it someplace separate?
Yeah, charge it someplace separate or just put it down. A lot of us use our phone as our alarm in the morning. So put your phone down, connect with your family, ask good conversation questions, or even simple board games like Yahtzee or card games with the family can be a great way to connect and wind down instead of just scrolling on the couch next to each other.
Most of us know getting a good night's sleep is important. We know we shouldn't be going to bed too late, but yet we sometimes do this. Why do people procrastinate bedtime?
You know, I think we have this old kind of belief in our system about like sleep being lame, sleep being indulgent or lazy. And so it's really about reframing sleep as literally one of the most important things we can do to set ourselves up for success mentally, physically, and cognitively.
In your book, you talk about a 5-minute nighttime reset to improve sleep. What is it?
Yeah, so put your phone down. Reconnect with your people. Ask good, engaging questions. What was the best part of your day? What was the worst part of your day? Instead of simply, hey, how was your day? And then, wash your face, take a shower, turn down the sheets. Tea can be really helpful. Just preparing yourself to sleep. Journaling can also be really great to get all of the cares from the end of the day off your mind and with an action plan to handle tomorrow. So you're not just laying in bed thinking about it.
How soon before bedtime should we disconnect from our screens? And does disconnecting from screens mean not just phones, but also TVs, iPads, computers, even a Kindle? A lot of people like to read on a Kindle before they go to bed. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'm fine with a Kindle. The light from a Kindle isn't going to be as negative as the dopamine from scrolling or, sitting in your bed on your laptop. So I recommend putting your phone down 30 to 60 minutes before you're trying to go to sleep.
One of the other sleep problems that people struggle with is waking up in the middle of the night. Why does that happen, and what is that a sign of?
There's two main factors. One is stress. And a lot of us, if we wake up in the middle of the night and can't fall back to sleep, we lay in bed just kind of hoping and praying that we will fall back to sleep. Actually, the very best thing you can do is get up out of bed to keep your sleep system knowing that the bed is the place where I sleep instead of the bed is the place where I lie awake at night. The second biggest culprit in middle of the night awakenings is late afternoon caffeine.
Okay, so maybe ditch the caffeine unless you're having it very early in the day. But your advice is to actually get out of bed if you wake up at 3 in the morning and you're thinking about the day. Get out of bed, and what should you do? Definitely not grab your phone, right?
Yeah, don't grab your phone. Go do anything else. Go out to the kitchen, journal, meal plan. It doesn't actually really matter what you're doing when you're out of bed. It's not going to help you necessarily fall asleep quickly that night, but it teaches your brain system it's not worth it for me to be awake in the middle of the night. I'm actually going to maximize sleep when I get the chance.
Real quick before you go, can you tell us about the 3-step family wind down routine?
Yes, so I love to, again, put screens away, reconnect with your family, and make up a story or tell an engaging story so that it uses that creative part of your brain, but then also your family is reconnecting and you're laughing together and you're building that chemical connection with oxytocin and the warmth and the dopamine and the happiness. All of that can help your system wind down and feel safe and secure enough to sleep well.
All right, all good advice that we should keep in mind, especially on this spring forward daylight saving weekend. Christy Lawler, licensed family therapist and the author of The Peaceful Sleeper. Thank you for your insight this morning. Wishing you a good night's sleep as we all spring forward tonight.